Okay, the new feature branch that I created. And now I go into Terraform. As I said, we have a common manual pipeline and a stage. And in the common, we have, for example, a key vault, then some local variables, providers. I won't go too much into Terraform because you can do hours of that. That's one is interesting, what we're doing with Azure DevOps. So this is really the Azure DevOps build definition. It says here's your YAML file. And why it's interesting is because without having to ever have looked at the client secret and everything, because I have that in the manual pipeline already, that information, I can put the variables directly in the pipeline and I don't need to touch the pipeline at all. Yeah, so that's quite nice. Okay, so what else am I gonna show you? So for the ESPC demo, we created a resource group. We generated a database password. We created a database server, some firewall rules on the database. We create databases. So there's a nice thing about for each. So in the locals, we have a list of databases, and then it just goes through the databases and creates them in the same way. Create a storage account, and then also an Azure AD application called ESPC Demo 714. So today's the 14th of July. This one I still have to work out a bit, because if I use the links from the actual app service, then I have a circular dependency, which is not that good. That's very helpful. Quite some time searching for that. It's on the Azure AD application, the permissions to Microsoft Graph, and this basically tells you a few users' basic profile. It's a bit hidden, but in that GitHub link, it was quite helpful to find all the different permissions you need. Of course, we need to run create an app service plan, and then also an Azure RM app service. So what can I show you that would be nice? I will just, for now, because it's doing the Azure App Service plan and the Azure App Service itself, I will just uncomment this for now and commit the change. So removed App Service plan and App Service. And then I will kick off the pipeline. And then we can already have a look at what's going on inside our Azure DevOps. So here we have the infrastructure demo with all the changes we have. So that's now a feature monitoring solution. So it tells me now I did a change here. Do you want to create a pull request? Something's in progress. So the pipeline is already running. And first it's doing a little bit of a prepare, then it runs through the comment stage, and then to development and staging. And in that one, it will show you actually that it tries to remove stuff. Maybe I'll show you the resource group as well. And all its content that we have right now. So that's what you can see here, the app service plan, everything's there. And basically what will happen if the pipelines run through, nothing here, because I checked it into the feature branch, and only if I run it from the main branch, something will be executed. So you will see here now the command, and here you will see already that evaluating the source branch needs to be main, so that it's actually doing something. And the same will happen in the dev. So what am I gonna do now? When I was on the repository, it said something, do you want to create a pull request? And this is what I'm gonna do right now. You can also linked work items. Okay, by default, it's now doing remove the Azure commit messages. If you have multiple, you can actually say add all commit messages. You can add reviewers. You can also pre-configure that who has to approve. And then you can give it a tag 002. Oh, 002. Okay. And you see, because the feature branch was created from the feature, so from the work item, it was directly linked. So that's a really nice thing here. So I'm going to create the pull request right now. There are no merge conflicts. You can see the commits, or actually all the files, really what changed. And yeah, quite a lot. So right now I will just click on approve and then complete. On complete, you can say delete the branch or complete associated work items after merging. I will deselect that right now and then just click on complete merge. You can also do policies there that the person creating the pull request is not allowed to approve themselves, so that you enforce 4S principle. And now on pipelines, you see the infrastructure just now has been kicked off again. One thing here, staging is still waiting for my approval. I never run it so far. So if I look at the staging subscription, just a second. And I also have to look a bit at the time because I want to show you also the development step afterwards. And so where's the staging? And resource groups. So right now, if you look at the resource groups in the staging subscription, there's nothing in there, at least nothing called ESPC demo, as we have in the other subscription. So the stages, common ran through, probably nothing to do because I only changed stuff on, so no changes. If we look at dev, it's now initializing, and interesting will be the plan stage. So this will take a few more seconds. Always good if you wait for it. So now it's doing the validation. Well, luckily it didn't make anything wrong here. So, and then it's refreshing a state here. And then it says, okay, I need to change something because the code changed. So it will say something about it's been changed, blah, blah, blah. So, and it says here the app service needs to be destroyed. And also the, yeah, everything besides it, the app service plan as well. And with apply, it's actually doing the change for me and it's done. So if I go now back to the other infrastructure, resource groups, oh, wrong subscription, development, resource groups. So that's a dev subscription again with the resource group, and the app is now gone. So for the sake of everything, I will enable it again, and then we'll just do another one of those runs and say enabled app service again. So that's just for the sake of demo. I will commit this session right now and create it again so that we later on can deploy our app. So this will take a little bit until it's there. Pipeline should be kicked off again with the feature run. I will cancel that now because that's, oops, that's the entire pipeline. I just want to stop the planning, cancel. And on the repo infrastructure demo, I'll create a new pull request so that it's really going to main. So then we do 003 and then link Christian again so that he gets some emails. Shouldn't be too boring for him. And there we go, create, approve, complete, and complete the merge. So now we will, we have covered the infrastructure part. Maybe I show you one more thing about the infrastructure in there. Where do I have it? Common, manual, and then we have one for the pipeline. So you have a common pipeline that is doing the Terraform stuff. and then we have one usage of the reusable for the stages, and then inside the templates we have a stage.yaml, and here it's getting the secrets actually from the pipeline variables that I created with in the manual step. And we have one thing here, so because that's then on the plan, it says here if it's coming from the main, so only main branch is allowed. You could also say if it starts with, refs tags, then you can also say only tag versions are allowed to go here, or to actually execute something.